Hey, it's Cosmic Charles, and I'm back with some Turbo Party. Yeah, this is the new build of the deck, and it's been working very well, very consistently. The Simian Spear Guide has just been a massive improvement. I remember in previous builds of the deck, I was always struggling to hit that third untapped source of mana. So having the Simian Spear Guide is great because it puts you up to 13 untapped sources now. Not to mention the 4 Simian Spear Guide plus 4 Lotus Petal, having these free mana effects just really adds to the explosivity of the deck. It's been great. The 4 Bounty Hunter has been great in the main. There's just so many matchups where it's good. I didn't think I could support this much top end, but I haven't really been having any problems. The deck's just been super consistent now. Like the first day class has also really helped with the haste consistency, because that puts me 15 haste enablers in the main. It's been running very well. Of the past 5 leagues I've played, although I haven't finished including my current league, I'm 3-1 in my current league. I've gone 4-1 each time, except for once when I went 1-4. But that is to be expected, that you get some leagues where you hit. There are 3 UX tempo matches in that league, and also the deck wasn't performing that well because again, while this deck has been performing very consistently, I know this style of deck will have what I term a refractory period, where you hit the bad odds, and that just happens. There's variance in Magic, but it's been working pretty well. And if the refractory period was only 3 games, and that continues that way, then I'm expecting big things. Anyway, the other changes, I've gone up to a second Red Elemental Blast in the sideboard. I've realized that this is just kind of almost like a ritual. It's just becomes part of having Pyroblast and Red Blast. It just kind of becomes part of the combo at a certain point. So for today, I've just selected 5 games from my leagues that I've played. I think I'll just one of which was a turn 1 win. Which is a turn 1 win for the whole match, actually, since the player conceded the match after I won. But I was I think 0-3 or 0-2 when I faced that, so they probably weren't doing too well. So I'll have 1 match from the league where I went 1-4, and 4 matches from the league where I went 4-1. I've had a few other 4-1s as well, but I don't quite. It's all spread out over my Magic history. So yeah, so let's get into the gameplay. Okay, and here we are. For this match, let's check it out. So this is against Apis, a name I recognize. He's a Walls master. So this is one of the reasons why I kept this hand. I would probably keep this hand regardless because it has a lot of potential. Right now, it's not a turn 1. But it has potential to be so. So they go Forest, and they go Ceruli Caretaker. This Namesticker Goblin means I'm going to go for it. Yeah, so turn 1, and then I go Lotus Petal, which allows me to go Goblin and Necromancer. Then I can now exile the Simian Spear Guide, add red with Manamorphose, and that Goblin Bushwhacker makes it lethal. Previously, I was going to be doing around 6. Oh, I hit 6, by the way. Also kind of necessary for it to be lethal was to hit 6 as well. So getting fairly lucky. And I hit 6 again, so very lucky. That allows me to cast this Goblin War Party Entwined, and then cast this Goblin Bushwhacker Kicked. And I believe that's 27 damage on turn 1. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah. Thanks for not scooping Apis. We could see the crazy, I guess you call it a combo. Alright, on to the other matches. Alright, we're back with some more gameplay. Let's check it out. So, let's see here. This hand has potential. It's missing a 3rd source of mana, so it's a little risky. And I agree that I can do better. This is one of the really difficult parts of this deck, is knowing how to mulligan, and it's also the most important part. Because honestly, I think I would have kept that hand, but something that day was telling me it wasn't good enough. So I mulliganed into this, which is a much better hand. So I'm glad that I did. So I played the Hickory Woodlot, and they go Plains, Lunarch Veteran. I can go Namesticker Goblin, to Seething Song, into BTE, into Goblin War Party Entwined. And I get in for 12. Play a Squadron Hawk and they gain 1 life. I just get in again. They trade with 1, they're down to 3. So they'll likely need they're at 4. This is not lethal, but that makes it lethal. And I get in with a Goblin Bushwhacker. Alright. On to game 2. Okay, game 2. Let's see my sideboard. So it looks like I took out 1 Goblin War Party, 1 Avenging Hunter, and a First Day for 3 copies of Flaring Pain. I like First Day in these other against a creature-based decks that use a combat step, because it just kind of helps make your combo more lasting, because they can block. Alright, let's see my hand. Let's check it out. Pretty good, I'll keep that for sure. It's a turn 3 do something, not a turn 2 so far. So let's see. It could be a turn 2 now, do something. We'll see if I decide to keep it or if I decide to wait for like something more impactful. That's another issue, is like since we use a combat step, going off early is rewarding, but it can also be punishing based on how much stronger of a combo you could have had by waiting. So it's a pretty fine tightrope to walk. There's an Archamancer into the Seething Song, First Day, Lotus Petal, and I start chaining some Goblin Matrons, Name Sticker Goblin, so now I can go Pest Summoning, and into double Goblin Bushwhacker Kick. So that is in fact lethal. Alright, and on to the next match. Alright, the next match against Ruben's Neto. We'll see how we did. Yeah, I'll definitely keep this. I really like Goblin and Archamancer, Goblin Matron hands. Okay, plus he's plus Manamorphose. This is a lot of potential. Alright. And, like, oh, it's a Tron. Very good matchup for me. Nigh unwinnable for the Tron player, because usually they, like, just set up by turn 3. And there's Expedition Map, and I go Goblin and Archamancer into Manamorphose, into Seething Song, into Manamorphose, green, to Goblin Matron, grabbing a Name Sticker Goblin, into Name Sticker Goblin. Unfortunately, I didn't get lucky and hit 6, so I can't Bushwhack and kill them, but I can just hold this Bushwhacker back for next turn. And that's another thing you need to look out for. It's like, when is it better to play the Bushwhacker out and just make it another 2/2, or is it better to hold it and attack? Like, it was better to hold it in this situation. I think it would have been regardless. I'm pretty sure I didn't even need to Bushwhack there, since they were low enough. But we get there on game 1, on to game 2. Okay, game 2, let's check out that sideboard. What did I board here? Looks like I took out 2 War Party and a First Day for 3 copies of Flaring Pain. I took out the Goblin War Parties because I'm trying to play around Field Wipe a little bit, and I'd rather rely on the Avenging Hunter. 6 is kind of a minimum, I think, for your top end for this decks, but so you can go between 6 and 8 on your boarding. Alright, let's see the opening hand. Come on. Come on. This is very close. Wait, no, or is this just... This is a turn 2 Avenging Hunter, so I'm going to keep it. Alright. I go Mine into Wizard Rockets. I love the art on this card, by the way. And then they go Deadly Dispute, drawing a card, and Ancient Stirrings for Chrome Star. I probably still would have played into a treasure, regardless. And now I go Manamorphose, Seething Song, Avenging Hunter, and Goblin War Party. Not entwined, just cast. Party. And I take them down to 5. That was a pretty good turn too, though. Alright, and the opponent agrees, and we are on to match 3. Okay, match 3. Let's check out my hand. Yeah, this is pretty good. Lots of ways you can go here. I don't think it's good enough just to go like Name Sticker, Seething Song, Goblin War Party, so hopefully we can draw some more good cards. This is going to be a turn 3 if I had to guess. It's against burn, so I could see an argument for attempting a little earlier. They do go Kadotha Rebirth, though. I usually like to let them attack with their Goblin tokens before I go for it, but we'll see if I go for it now. Yeah, so I decide to go for it now. Yes, I see what I'm doing here. So here, I'm probably going to be doing a defensive Goblin War Party, because I do not want to die to a Bushwhacker kicked. So I just flood out the field to try and combo off on a later time. I have a lot of lands, so I can afford to do this strategy. So I just trade with their board, keeping back a 2/2, and I get him for 2. They go Blast Runner to Tomb Raider, go Manamorphose, into Pest Summoning. And here's an interesting one. Should I have Pest Summoned and kept back the Goblin War Party for like a later time, or was it better to just get the 3/2/2s out now? I'm not actually aware of the answer. I've gone back and forth on in my head as to what was better there. Because the Pest Summoning right now isn't going to be that good. Yeah, I'm going to cast it, but it's just going to give me a bunch of 1/1s. Whereas I could have held back that Goblin War Party, then in a few turns entwined it. But it would have meant I wouldn't have had an additional 2/2 for multiple turns. So it's that's a tricky one as to what the right call was there. I'll swing in for 4, and they take 2. Pass the turn. They play a Goblin Bushwhacker. I still can't attack with these pest tokens yet. And here's another thing. Should I hold the Name Sticker Goblin or not to hold the Name Sticker Goblin? I decide not to because they're at 4. But there's a lot of interesting questions about play patterns in this deck. And I get him for 4. They trade with my pest tokens, and they fire blast my goblin because they do not want to take even 2 damage. I just continue to draw lands, but that's okay. I'm very close now. A Goblin, whatever it's called, Goblin War Party, would seal the deal here. That's a first day class. That might also do it if they have no instant speed interaction here. I'll grab my Spirit Summoning, and I'll put a hasty 4/3 onto the battlefield. And I get in for 4. Do they have the Bolt? The answer is they do not. Alright, that was a longer one. On to Game 2. Alright, Game 2. Let's check her out. Yeah, I really like this one. Again, Goblin Necromancer, Goblin Matron, big mana, and a Manamorphose ritual. If this Goblin Necromancer can do some work, yeah, very good. I'll keep this for sure all day. They go Mountain into Epicure. I play Woodlot. And they go by the way, I've been really enjoying the Lackey. The fact that it's another colored source for red has just been great. I haven't played with the Lackey because it's not right for this deck, but I can see a lot of decks where it'd be good in it. And so I'm just going to chain off with these Goblin Matrons a little bit and go for the double Bushwhacker kicked. Oh, and I forgot to mention in the intro, one of the reasons why I'm running first day of class is because having multiple of these pump effects is usually how you kill the opponent in one attack step. All right, on to I believe it's the final match of this video. All right. Okay, let's check this one out. I don't think I should keep that. Hopefully I didn't keep it. I did not. This is much better. This is close. Yeah, it's very close to a lot of things. I'll probably just bottom the needle here. Okay, bottom the needle, and I play a Woodlot because I have an untapped red source in this Simian Spirit Guide. And I go Goblin and Necromancer. I see the conduit pylons, so I'm assuming they don't have removal for my Necromancer, so that means I can just go ham. Yeah, this is going to be pretty good. So I go Namesticker Goblin into Avenging Hunter, grabbing Mountain, play Mountain, and I'll just go Goblin Bushwhacker kicked here. Didn't quite have enough to cast this War Party as well. I'm going to keep the Necromancer back because I don't really care about the 3 extra damage or however much that would have been. I'd rather have an Necromancer on the battlefield. I'm going to Forge onto my Avenging Hunter, just more trample. And I'm going to get in for 7. I'm going to keep back these creatures as blockers. They play a Maverick. They play another land, and they pass. I go into trap, and they gain 14 life. That's alright, I think I can deal with 14. I play another mountain, and I get in, leaving back the Goblin Bushwhacker as a blocker. They're back down to 6. They get in for 1, I block with my Bushwhacker. We go into Archive, draw a card. I can go Manamorphose into double Anarchomancer into 1 red Goblin War Party. All my creatures get haste and +1/+1. They gain some life up to 22, and I take them back down to some number, 5, I think. Yeah, now they're back down to 5. So they've been pretty good at staving off the inevitable here, but it looks like I'm going to get them this next turn. They take the initiative, and they go Faithless Looting, and they concede. Okay, on to game 2. Okay, game 2. Let's check out my sideboard. So, I did not board. Alright, let's check her out. Very close. I'll probably keep this. Yeah, for sure. I only have 1 source of red mana, but I really like the Anarchomancer is by far the strongest card in the deck. So when you see it, it's really good to see. I might show 1 more game after this. It kind of showcases the power of Goblin and Anarchomancer. Yeah, I think I will. I'll do 1 more game, not another match after this. Let's see how she goes. So I just go BTE into Goblin and Anarchomancer. They go Blanchwood Prowler. And I can... Oh, that another Namesticker Goblin was a solid hit. And that allows me to Goblin War Party Entwined. I can't use any of the SS mana, but I do get in for a fair bit here. And they had to make those bad blocks because they would have been dead if they didn't block a 3-power creature. And they concede. Alright, I'll show 1 more game here. Okay. Alright, this one is from my most recent league, which I'm currently 3-1 in. This was the 3rd game of the match. It was against Bogles. I did not sideboard because I don't really have any sideboard plan for them. You just got to be faster. Alright, let's see my hand. Very good again, an Anarchomancer, Matron, and mana. Plus the Avenging Hunter. I'll keep that for sure. Let's see how it went. I'll play a Needle. And I'll pass the turn. They play a Forest and an Abundant Growth. I play a Lotus Petal and an Anarchomancer. Again, these decks that don't run removal, you can just slam an Anarchomancer. And half the time, if they don't remove it, they're just dead because it's just hugely advantaged. So we're going to count how much mana this Goblin Anarchomancer saved me this game. This is going to really kind of showcase its power a little bit here. This Avenging Hunter actually only costs me 3 mana because it searches out a land, so that's pretty nice. Puts me to 6, which is the magic number for Goblin Matron to do some chain work. Goblin Matron again, into Goblin Bushwhack, into Goblin Namesticker Goblin rather, into Goblin Matron, to another Goblin Matron, and that will be for the Bushwhacker. Alright. So let's count. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This Anarchomancer got me the equivalent of 8 generic mana. So that's pretty powerful. Alright, that's it for this video. I've been loving this current build of the deck. It seems to be very consistent for a deck that's like this. Yeah, anyway. Alright, see you around.